All right, all right, all right. We are back for another episode of WAP, Wealth, Assets, and Prosperity for your life and your business. Now, I have a special treat for you guys here today. Today, I have brought my friend, Mr. Cory Beal Sr., to the room and to the conversation. So I'm so excited to introduce to you my friend Cory Beal Sr. Am I even saying your name right? Let me know when you get on, because I could be jacking you all up. He is the founder and the CEO of Rekindled Dreams, an organization that's committed to providing enlightenment to what many consider a bleak future for young adults within the African American community. I know that's right. Cory's motivation for starting the organization comes from his experiences growing up as a Black male in the challenging neighborhoods of Chicago, Illinois. Cory was one of the city's top athletes, yet devoid of any true leadership. Cory did not maximize his athletic opportunities. Ooh, I can't wait to talk to you about that, Cory. And those missed opportunities have motivated him to always have an everlasting connection and impact on the lives of his children. As a member of Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Inc., Cory serves as a mentor to many aspiring young professionals nationwide who consistently reach out to him for guidance and support, and who admire his heartfelt ambitions along with his charismatic nature. Because of his interest in reducing children's exposure to concentrated poverty. Ooh, that is good. Concentrated poverty, which is an obstacle to economic mobility. Cory has connected with Family First Life. Okay. One of the world's largest financial services community companies. I can't even get my words right today, y'all. In order to educate and empower individuals and families with the economical sophistication that was once reserved for only the rich and powerful. Mr. Bill is on a mission, and he is driven by his passion to cultivate positive change within the African American community. Come on, y'all. Help me welcome Mr. Beer. Am I right? Bill. I feel weird.
Cory Beal Sr. Absolutely, that's correct.
Right. Let's go. So you are phenomenal, sir. I love what you do. I love it. And you said they come to
Appreciate
you
it.
to help for help. They like, sir, help me. So what are you out here helping people do exactly?
Well, I always say, Kevin Hart, a few years ago, when I used to watch TV, I rarely watch TV now. I'm not against those who watch TV, but I rarely watch it. But a few years ago, I think they was doing a tribute to Shirley Caesar and the gospel legend. And it was during the time when they came out. I want meat, beans, greens, potatoes, you name
Oh
it. When they did
yes.
your name and mix, but they was what were they doing? They were basically giving her flowers on BET, and she wore outfit. She wore this outfit, and Kevin Hart's silly ass was like, "Hey, I might go to hell for saying this. As much as I love Shirley Caesar,
Yeah.
she need a hell no person in her group." Because when she wore that outfit, someone should have been like, hell no. Emphatically. Should have been like, you ain't rocking that shit on stage. I mean, I know you to go to gospel, but nah, we ain't wearing this shit. Nah, 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 nah. I'm always taking that approach. I'm the hell no guy.
All
I'm the
right.
fuck you mean guy. I'm like, if you say something stupid and you think it makes sense, I'm gonna check you on site because from my coaching, from my background, my coaches always tell me if I ain't hollering at you, I don't love you.
Mm.
But when
All
I
right.
stop hollering at you, it's a wrap.
Okay.
And that also go back to the scene where Bill Cosby had that scene with Theo. And Theo was just giving her his heart. And Bill Cosby said, son, that was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I believe in our community, we don't do that enough. Low emotional intelligence permeates the community, coupled with it, folks being enabled, because no one have the balls to tell them the truth out of love, and that's what I do.
I love that. The truth out of love. Because sometimes we need somebody to let us know, no, that ain't it.
Yeah,
That
that
is
ain't
not.
it. Yeah.
Yes. And then how are you doing that for, entrepreneurs? Because you got like facilities helping you with like the finances and stuff. Like how are you telling them hell nah?
Because a lot of entrepreneurs come in this space very delusional, and I understand due to hype of social media, they're only seeing the highlights. They're not seeing the behind the scenes. They're not really understanding why you have to get in the trenches to do this work. Everybody have a microwave approach to entrepreneurship. They think this shit is easy, and it's simple, but it's not easy. Can you
Yes.
make money and millions in your first year? Absolutely. But you only rise to the level of your systems, not the level of your goals. And many of them don't understand that part of entrepreneurship. So they have a very delusional mindset about entrepreneurship. They really believe that their mother, father, sister, auntie, uncle should be supporting them. When at the end of the day, coach, you probably was an asshole before you became an entrepreneur. So you got 30 years of being an asshole, and I'm supposed to support you these first 90 days because you decide you have a new endeavor. No, I need to see the work because I got 30 years of receipts. And when you show that you was inconsistent, when you show that you was a manipulator, when you show that you were lazy, when you showed that you was a poor student in life and in school, and I supposed to support you, that's fucking crazy. No one is
Right.
telling them that. And
Yeah.
so I get tired of seeing people on my family don't support me. What were you to your family the first 24 years of your life? How did you show up in school?
Whew.
What type of relationship you have with your mother? What type of relationship you have with your siblings? Have you done any type of community work? So if they can't support you because you did give them a foundation to support you, no one is telling our entrepreneurs that at all.
I'm over here trying to bring my edges back. I feel like you snatching them. So Corey, I'm like, well, okay, because true statement. Everything you're saying is true. I gotta tell you, Corey, my family hecka didn't support me because I'm out here talking about money, and they didn't seem to broke me. they
Absolutely.
they saw me broke as a joke, trying to make it out of no way. They didn't seem to broke me, and so it's so true because when we start businesses based upon something we've healed from most of the time. And so here we are starting this business. Oh my God, you just said a word. Get my edges. Okay, so I absolutely love that. So you're the hell no guy. Like, ma'am, let me give you the truth. You made a statement about emotional intelligence. And I don't just want to glaze over that because that's really important. Emotional intelligence, tell us what that means to you and why that would be important for, well, the Black community, but more so an entrepreneur starting out.
Man, high emotional intelligence is basically your IQ for your feelings. If you have low IQ for your feelings, and you're going to be susceptible to the scams, you're going to be susceptible to the emotional pimping, you're going to be susceptible of not thinking through your decisions. You're not a great problem solver. You don't understand strategy. You don't understand the importance of systems. You believe out research. You think a charismatic individual has your best interest. You can't be able to discern the two. That's what low emotional intelligence does,
Mm.
and that how it affects our community. So, like for example, systemically, we've been programmed to think very low of ourselves. So it's easy to dangle a golden carrot in front of us, and now we become thirsty for it without understanding the process of why they even dangling the golden carrot in the first place. For example, it's 2023, and Black folk is still voting Democratic majority. Fuck the history of the Democrats when they're the ones that ushered in the Jim Crow laws one and two.
I was about to
When
say
they
you
were the
opposed to.
main ones in the South hitting us with the fire hose. Like you dig what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
yet we don't do enough research to understand the Democrat and Republican are the same party.
they are.
Same coin, two different sides. So we need to vote for our candidate, the best candidate that fit our interests, or start grooming other candidates. But we don't
Come
go to
on.
meetings. We don't go to council meetings. We don't go to school board meetings. But we got this delusional ass mindset that hey, they just gonna do right. They done showed us for 400 years they ain't fucking doing right. The
Mm.
system is designed for them to win. That's having low emotional intelligence. So when you come in
Mm.
to the space of entrepreneurship, and the first thing you talk about is, well, I was never taught, they ain't never showed me. Well, they don't want us to win. Well, what the fuck is Google? What is the library?
Hello.
Like, what are those places
What
for?
is the
You know what I'm
library?
saying? What are those
Come on.
places for? Like research. Do you talk to your elder? Have you spoke to someone that's been in your profession that's successful? Have you took them out to lunch? Right? Have you vetted people? People with high emotional intelligence do that. And I tell folks all the time, I had low emotional intelligence. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I was smart in school, but it was some areas of my life because I was in a learning phase.
Yeah.
And I had to go through some shit so I could grow through it, so I could develop a high level of emotional intelligence. Because then, when you're not operating with a high level of emotional intelligence, you really can't operate in God's greatest gift that He's gave to anyone, which
Say
is
it.
the spirit of discernment.
Come on.
You can't discern with low emotional intelligence.
You cannot. You cannot, because you're definitely not looking inward to be like, what can I do better?
Facts.
So
Yeah.
I love everything that you just said. Like, especially when it comes to our community, we have been a lot of let me just follow the way.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that has created a lot of generational wealth curses, as well as generational curses in general. Because we don't think high of ourselves. Black women, I'll tell you right now, we are the most educated because we feel like we got to get a lot of degrees to feel
Mm-hmm.
worthy. And so that
Yeah,
right
that's
there,
unfortunate. Yep. And then
yeah,
it's also it's due to the lack of good men out here. I mean, some got to keep you company, right? So if you look, you ain't out here trying to build a good man up, or whatever the case may be, right? Reaching out to try to build, or bring down some of the standards. I'm not saying you shouldn't have standards. Some shit is flat out delusional, it's fairy tale, right?
yeah,
You go to school. What else you gonna do with your time? You're not playing basketball. You ain't running track. You ain't shooting dice. You ain't gambling. You ain't going to the rec to hoop. So you gotta occupy your time. And black women has been occupying their time through education.
yes,
It's a
yes,
filler.
yes. Out here
I
with
know that's not popular to
PhD.
say,
No,
but
it's not.
it is the data shows that.
It is a filler, and we like I said, we get a lot of degrees, and sometimes we're not even within the realm of our degree. We're just getting the degree because we feel like we're filling up our back end. So if
Right.
anybody ever says that I can't do something, oh no, see, I got a degree in that.
Right.
What you
Yeah.
mean? So I absolutely love that. Um, you said that due to lack of leadership growing up, you didn't maximize your potential athletic wise.
Hmm.
What kind of leadership do you exhibit now, or would you have loved to see then that would have brought about, you maximizing your amazing potential?
I needed a man in my life. I needed a God in my life. And it wasn't no gods in my life. Or I needed someone to show me how I recognize a God. What I ran into was a whole bunch of grown ass males living their second childhood
Mm,
and
unfortunate.
being jealous of my athletic skills instead of coaching me and pushing me and cultivating my gifts. They were talking down. You gonna be stupid. You just wasting your fucking potential. And at that time, I'm like, man, what the fuck is potential? I don't know what potential is. Show me how I'm wasting my potential instead of telling me how I'm
Mhm.
wasting my potential. But I get it now. It's unfortunately their fathers or whatever male figures was in their life only led through tough, stern love. They didn't know how to be emotional. They didn't know how to put their hands on your shoulder and show them how to do that. Son, this is how you do this. Son, this is how you figure things through, because their generation of fathers was in the damn fields. When I mean the fields, they was in the sweat mills, working
Mhm.
14, 15-hour days, coming home telling a woman, I don't want to hear no shit. Here go my money. I gotta provide for everyone. So providing was the only thing that most of those men knew. So they were shunned of love. Shunned of what love is for men is respect, honor, and loyalty. That
Yeah.
wasn't taught to men. So these coaches can teach that to me, right?
Mhm.
They couldn't teach that. So they were living in their second childhood, meaning that they probably was soft at 15, 16, 17 years old, but finally became tough at 32, 33 years old. Finally realized they could have went to the NBA, NFL, whatever, and they took that out on they take that out on young black boys.
Yeah. I see it. My son's an athlete, and I see it. Or they start these AAU, or they start these travel teams,
So they could live through
and
these kids. Yeah.
getting all the little money, and they're having a good time. They out there having fun, but it's a lot of, there's not enough leadership.
Right. Because they don't
A
know how to
lot
be
of,
led. Because one
yeah.
thing you said with black women are going to school to get educated. Black men are shunning professional development. The first
Mm,
thing we say is, man, I ain't trying to listen to this nigga. Who the fuck you think he is? Ain't trying to
that's
holler at
true.
him. How he gonna tell me how to do ABC? I'm straight.
Exactly.
I'm all right. That's low emotional intelligence.
Mm,
And
I
you
love
hear
that.
that over and over. Or at least I do when I go to these meetings.
I was about to say, you
When
be
I
around the men's. I don't be around the men's all like
Yeah,
that.
man. I be in meetings. I be in meetings, man. I be in some prayer breakfasts. I be having to tell these pastors, stop talking to men like they women.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, no, men don't need a safe space. We need a space where we're able to, talk about what we're going through. How do we overcome? How do we recover? You know
mm,
what I'm saying? We don't need no safe space. We don't need to vent. Those are feminine words. Talk to me like I'm a goddamn man. Talk to me
mm.
like I'm a god. Talk to the warrior in me, not the warrior in me.
Warrior in me. Wow! Talk to the warrior in me. Say a word, Corey. I absolutely love that. And so, because this is true, it is true. There's just a lot of old convent, but where is the empowerment coming? And that's what I even noticed with my son's coaches. It was like they told my son he had to be 6'1" in order to make it anywhere. And all I'm thinking is, well, if he don't make it to 6'1", what's that mean? That's just genetic. That ain't his fault. And
Right.
so it just was losing me of what's the next thing you can tell him to empower him to take it to the next level. And so I love that. And that's what I'm assuming you do with
That's
your
what
your
that's the purpose of Rekindled Dreams. That's the purpose of Rekindled Dreams. Okay, so your son is six. So you have a short son, but he may have a dream of playing in the NBA, right?
yeah.
You don't shit on his dream. You show him tapes of Muggsy Bogues. You show him
Come on.
tapes of Isaiah Thomas. You
Come
show him
on.
tapes of Tiny Archibald. You show him tapes of the short point guards that has made it into the NBA. Then you
Yes.
show them the work ethic that they have to do to get into the NBA, and then you give him something, the mindset. You teach him the IQ of these point guards so he can show that and how he can use that in today's time. And if
Yeah.
he don't make it to the NBA, then we'll talk about the G League, and then we'll talk about
Yeah.
playing overseas, right?
Yeah.
Or we'll say, hey, you want to stay in the sport of basketball. If you never make it as a player, that doesn't mean you can't make it as a trainer. You can't make it as a
Oh,
coach. You can't
yeah.
make it as a scout. You
Come
can't
on.
make it as blah, 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 blah. So give this young brother a list of options that he can have if he doesn't make it to this one, to this
Yeah.
goal. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Instead of trying to go up that Mount Everest, you know what I'm saying? And let him know it's okay if he, hey, listen, man, this is what's going on in the NBA. The NBA is looking for this type of player,
Yes.
at this position. It's
Yeah.
becoming faster. It's becoming more fluent. The big men have skill sets of a point guard
Yeah,
now.
they
So
do.
what this is what's going to have to separate you. Well, most of these point guards don't like to play defense. You may have to be getting there in the NBA because you got to be a fucking dog on the
That's
defensive end.
right.
You know what I'm
All over
saying?
the court.
All over the court. You got to be the one diving in. You got to be like, damn, this brother is okay. He averaged 27 a game, but every time, little man stick him, he done got his average down to 21, or he
Yeah.
make him average 27 and he got to shoot an extra 15 shots, right?
Yes.
That's how you empower. But once again, since black men are not taking education seriously like our black queens are, they
Mhm.
can't show them that. They only could talk from a position of authority, not superiority. And that's
Come
the
on.
difference.
Come on. That is huge. That is huge. And I love what you're saying as far as the show them the greats, even with the hype. Because that's the thing. A lot of people, especially parents, no matter the journey, but especially this entrepreneur journey, everybody is just shitting on your dreams. They the first ones to tell
Mhm.
you can't, you won't. And what you said earlier, I feel like played a lot to that point. So when you come in knowing, okay, they ain't gonna believe me, let me just get my my proof up. But how do you, as an entrepreneur, you know, not listen to all, because everyone is going to tell you you can't do it. There's going to be a lot of, a lot of other people's worries and thoughts on this.
Mhm.
How do you either combat that, not listen to it? I know getting a coach helps, like a coach like, Mr. Cory here, he would help you. But how do you really just knock all that out so you emotionally don't let it take you out?
We really got to understand the importance when we say details matters. The detail matters. Small wins matter. That's how you build. That's how you build high self-esteem. High self-esteem is inner confidence. And the 9 times out of 10, if you got high self-esteem, it's because you complete shit, you execute shit, right? So it's the small things, having gratitude for the little things, the little wins. Write down the list. Say, what are the top 3 things that I got to get done today? And then you look up, you knocking out what you got to do on a daily basis.
Yes.
And then you look up, you're knocking out shit you got to do on a weekly basis. And then
Yes.
you look up, you're knocking out doing shit you're supposed to do on a monthly basis. And
Mm,
then you look up, you're knocking out shit what you're supposed to be doing on a quarterly basis. And then we knocking out shit on a annual basis. And then a whole fucking year go by, you get to track your wins and say, well, god damn, look
yes.
at all the things I accomplished in year 1. Now we
Yes.
got to do this shit in year 2. Then we
Yes.
got to do it in year 3. Then we got to do it. Now you have built a system of winning. You have built a system of doing the small things that yield profitable returns. For example, when I teach stock market, I tell folks all the time, there's only 5, 6 major companies that fucking dominate the S&P 500. That's Google, Microsoft, Amazon. Now we got Tesla,
Yeah.
Microsoft, right? That comprise of 92% of the earnings in the stock market. So the other 8% is being carried by the rest of the goddamn companies. That doesn't
Mm,
mean that the stock market can't be profitable. That means that we got to start looking at the Vanguards, looking at the QQQs, looking at the other companies that is yielding results and over time becoming profitable. That's how your decision making need to be. So when your decision making is like that, then I don't have to worry about Coach Jacqui telling me what the fuck I can't do. I got receipts. My
ah,
receipts is showing me that I could do this. So I don't have to ask mama for support. I don't have to ask dad for support. What I have to do is come with my receipts and say, hey, this is where I'm gonna need your support at. I'm not asking, I'm telling you where I need your support at. And if I show you that I got the receipts and then you don't support, then sometimes you got to extend that long middle finger and go to the next person and
yeah.
go to the next person.
The
That's how
nose.
you do it.
Yes.
But most
I
people ain't teaching us that. Most people ain't teaching the entrepreneurs shit this way.
No, no, because they're telling you get the coach, get the person, get the this before you even have the receipts. And I mean, really, and then you're being guided all these different places. And a lot of the times the guidance is not always right. So now you're running
Right.
in circles.
Now you're running in circles. You're now you're running in circles. And I always tell folks, you got to pay to play, man. You got to stop looking for free shit. Stop looking for
Yeah.
free mentorship. Pay for it. I mean, like I paid for the mastermind. I just paid just before we got on the call. I just paid another $6,000 for this real estate investing course because I'm a
Mm.
good real estate investor. But this brother is super sharp. He has a lot of receipts. A lot of my guys got into the program, and the whole thing is I'm going to show you guys how to build a $3 million portfolio in the next 12 months. Show me
Woo!
all the receipts. This is the challenge. This is what we're doing. BET. Let's do it. I
Yeah.
just dropped that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Pay for that instead of trying to go to your friend who's a realtor, you know what I'm saying, who probably have a piss poor work ethic, who probably has poor study habits. You know what I'm saying? But maybe good because of her charisma or his charisma. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just be talented. Maybe just, you know, individual that has that penchant for persuasion and a gift to gab, right? And
Yeah.
many of us, including myself at one point, was just leaning on our natural gifts,
Yeah.
as most of us do. So that's how. So you get the small wins matter. It's like,
Yeah.
for example, if I'm going to court Coach Jacqui, you know, Coach Jacqui may not want me to come as vulgar on the very first thing I say. You know what I'm saying? It's the little things that lead up to get. I know this 1 o'clock. I can't talk. If it was 10 o'clock, I would say what I would say, but don't even. But it's the little things that get you the woman that you want, right? It's the
Yes.
small things, it's the details, it's understanding why she's a sapiosexual and how to talk to that, right? To get what
Yeah.
you want, to get your, not gonna say what you want, your end goal. Your end goal could be one night, it could be for the rest of the life, it could be for this particular season. But
Yeah.
understand your end goal to, and so you can perfect your craft. That's what I'm trying to say. I cleaned that up
I
real
really
good.
that well, I got you. But I love it. I love it because I think we do. We lack the investing, but I also think that the emotional intelligent piece that you were saying earlier makes you a better investor because you understood, let me see this man's receipts. A $3 million portfolio in 12 months sounds phenomenal. You know what I mean? And now I got a group of people I'll get to do it with. That is you being emotionally intelligent and looking at all the factors. Um, I can say a lot of people who start their entrepreneurship journey, they just going at it and giving everybody money. Who want to
Mm-hmm.
take? You say you gonna help me. You say you gonna help me. You say you gonna help me, and we just running all over the place because we heard this person can help me get to this, and this person can help me get to that. So I love that sense of being emotionally intelligent first with yourself and understanding your needs for your business, because that to me is being emotionally intelligent, really understanding what your business really, really needs.
Yeah, and understand who you are, having a true self-awareness. Because the unfortunate reality is, if you were a piss poor student in school, you're gonna be a piss poor student in business.
Yeah.
Fuck the anomalies. Fuck the few that surpass that. They are they're very minute. They're in a small percentage of unicorns. You know you ain't a fucking unicorn. You know what I'm saying? So if I gotta become a better student, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I got okay, you know what? I don't like to read, but if I'm constantly posting shit that on the other side of comfort is XYZ, on the other side of fear is XYZ, well, on the other side of being a piss poor student is a good student. What is the gaps? What do I have to do? Okay, I might have to cut this off. You know what? I can't go to the cigar lounge tonight. I might have to do some studying. You know what? I might have to wake up an hour early, so I might go to YouTube University or Google University. Like you know what I'm saying? I
Yes.
might have to do these things so I can become a better student because I knew that I was a piss. Because everywhere you go, there you are. Your habits gonna follow you.
Dang. Everywhere you go, there you are.
Yeah. And you have to become, like, for me to get to 8 figures, I got to become I have to become a totally different individual
Come on,
than I
sir.
was when I got to my 7-figure portfolio. Before I got to my seven figure, I was still working. Like I just wanted to make low six. See, I never does. Six figures to me was over 100K. So I was
Right.
cool doing 120, 140, 160. Hey, I make six figures. I make six figures. Until one of my fraternity brothers was like, "Motherfucker, I ain't six figures. Six figures is 400,000." And let me tell you, let me show you why six figures is 400,000. And then when he showed me why six figures is 400,000, I said, I ain't doing any of that shit. Like you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I called him and said, $2 million. I could probably get to $1 million. That's why you want to 1,000. When you realize 1,000, you can do the 700. That's all systems. That's all getting a couple of clients a week. All doing blah blah blah. Right? That's I do it to live with a figure guy. That
Sorry, you're
folks,
breaking up a little
nice,
bit,
that's
Corey.
cute. What was the last thing you heard? I'm sorry.
I was with you, and then when you said your flat burner said he said the six figure was 400,000, and that's when we lost you. Oh, we lost him completely. Well, he'll be right back. I am so sure of it. That was really good because he was just talking about the numbers and how looking at the numbers when you look at it different. Having six figures is cool, but he's thinking six figures is just 100,000. And his frat brother came in talking about six figures is 400,000 too. He was like, "Wait a minute, I ain't got that much." So I think that that is phenomenal. I think that as business owners, we fail to realize, you know what, it just hit me. I'm gonna have to send him the link one more time. Polo thing. We fail to realize that, the power is within our hands. It is within our hands. We can look at things differently. How can I see this differently? Here we go. Yes. All right, here we go. He back. He back.
I don't know what's going on. But no, what I was saying was my frat brother told me that 400,000 was the new six figures, and he broke down why 400,000 the new six figures from inflation, rising cost of rent, rising cost of food, rising costs of certain coaches that you want to have to help you scale up. It's a cost to that, and to be able to live the lifestyle that you want. Because really, at 400K, I really could eat steak every day if I want to, or
That's
I
right.
really could pay for a coaching program without a problem, or I really could invest. I really could save $10,000 a month with relative ease, right? Or let's just say 5,000 with relative ease. It ain't a struggle, right?
Yes.
So understanding that, me understanding that, when I got there, the first thing I told him was like, "Damn, fam, I could probably get to 1 million."
Right.
No, he was like, "That's why I wanted you to get to 400,000,
Heard.
because now you see, if you just gain a couple of more clients, if you just, pay for access here to meet the people in that realm to where you can start doing bigger deals, it's easier." I said, "Shit, that makes sense to me." So
Right.
I had to go back. I had to say, "Hey, you know what? As much as I love my buddies over here, I learned to compartmentalize my friends."
Yes.
Oh, this is my happy hour guys right here. Oh, these guys I just go to the cigar bar with. You know what I'm saying? And not trying to bring them where I'm at, and
Yes.
be okay with that.
Yes.
And be okay with
Yes.
that. So you need to have people, because he was my hell no person. Like, bro, you too damn smart to be moving like this. That's how he came at me. Bro, you too fucking smart. We've been having all these stimulating conversations. Your ass has been stuck in for the past 3 years. Fuck is you on, Corey? What's good? Like, it's not adding up to me.
This
Bam.
conversation.
And then I had to tell him what I was going through. He gave me a hug, pat me on the back, and said, "That's understandable. You have your therapist, right?" I said, "Yep." He said, "You have I just hired me a performance coach." right?
Ooh,
Even though I'm a coach, I hired a performance coach,
come on,
right?
somebody.
I said, I have. So he said, all right. He said, because the vision God gave you don't give a fuck about the obstacles that you got to go through. Make the choice. We're going to man up a bitch up. Say less.
And
Say
Cory,
less.
man it up. I love this. So, just so if you're just tuning in, we are here on Brownstone Media Worldwide, KCCR Radio, with my boy Cory Beal Sr. He is dropping the knot. I mean, I'm sitting here, I can't even get my cheekbones to come down. I've been smiling so big. So, this has been phenomenal, and I'm loving this whole conversation and the seeing and doing things
Don't
differently.
play with me. I just put my Wi-Fi on.
Oh, is
All
that wrong
right.
with you? I hear you.
All right, cool. Now I just linked up my, you got to carry one of these with you when I acting
Okay.
up. You gotta. This is what I mean by having high emotional intelligence. When you go places and you know the Wi-Fi act up, invest in the damn hotspot. Stop trying to use
Yes.
your phone. Invest in something like this. Like this, this being prepared.
Yes. Yes. So I am absolutely loving this conversation. Tell us a little bit more about community. You have this amazing friend. He's your fuck nah dude. But what have you gained out of community when it comes to your business or just your life? Because you did join a fraternity and that's massive community. So tell us a little bit about community.
It matters. It matters. Your network is entirely your net worth.
Come on.
Your net worth is within the network. And when people say shit on Facebook or put the memes out that's sitting at the table with the winners, the conversation hit differently. Man, those conversations hit differently. Now, like they have the same fears, they have the same doubts. You know what I'm saying? They have the same obstacles within their family. You're not an anomaly. Like I used to think I was an anomaly because I shared that, I'm a rape child. My mother was raped when she had me. My mother is also mentally and physically handicapped. 90% of my family is mentally or physically handicapped,
Mm,
right? So for years, I wore that. I didn't know I was being a victim. I thought I was just sharing my story.
yeah.
So when I started sitting with the winners and realized a lot of guys that's winning in life, they came from fucked up situations too. They came
Yeah.
from hands that was dealt very badly, and they
Mm-hmm.
show you how they overcame.
Mm.
They showed you they're in spite of, because I'm heavy on the in spite of. If I ever get to the tangent, it's the in spite of that matters. In
Yeah.
spite of,
Mm.
you know, when I get heavy into that in spite of, and I realize there's a lot of people that went through the in spite of, went through a mother passing away. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever say death is unexpectedly because that's my background. But let's just say, for lack of a better word, mother passing away unexpectedly in a car accident or having cancer or whatever the case may be. Wife dies in her sleep due to an aneurysm at 31 after giving birth. Like when you start hearing those stories
Mm-hmm.
and you still start seeing people persevere and push through,
Yes. Come on.
you can't have obstacles with the winners because the winners don't operate with the victim mentality. However, the
Ooh.
people who ain't at the place you're trying to go to, they're cool with the victim mentality. And it's easy to be complicit with the victim mentality. It's easy to sit down and be with 30 people like, damn, man, that's fucked up shit. I know how you feel, man. If I was you, man, I wouldn't even done it too, dog. Like, it's easy to get in that conversation versus saying, damn, man, that's fucked up, man. You went through a lot of shit, but you got it though. You good. I mean, look where you at right now. You know what
Come
I'm
on.
saying? So what we gonna do to keep pressing forward? Because we can't let that hold you back any longer.
Come on.
Just that simple, that extra 30 words, that shit matters.
It does.
And when I started being around people like that in my community, I could no longer deal with the people who are complicit with sulking. And I had to realize that's their journey. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not my job to be there with them. They got to run their own race. I could just pass the baton. And if I have an opportunity, I can put my arm around you, try to push you up, but your legs got to stay fucking moving.
Yeah. Yeah. And they call it trauma bonding now.
Yeah, man, I got something even bigger, man, that I've been talking about that we don't talk about enough in our community. Right?
Talk.
Trauma bonding is 10 years old. We need to start talking about toxic empathy.
Ooh. What are your thoughts on toxic empathy, Mr. Cory? Let's
I just I
go.
just I just kind of gave it to you. Toxic
Okay.
empathy is when you empathize with someone from a toxic standpoint. Like, man, that's crazy. That's fucked up. And then you start taking on their problems. Like the Captain Saberho. That's
Ooh,
toxic.
Captain
That's
Sable.
what right. That's toxic empathy. Oh
Yes.
man, she's a single mother. Her two baby daddies ain't doing her right. She a good person. And you know what? Fuck it, man. Let me just go ahead and make sure she's straight, man. I'll go ahead and step up and be the stepfather, absolving yourself of your responsibilities,
Mm.
absolving, stopping your dreams, stopping your progression. Because, like the great Lisa Nichols said, it goes for both parties. You are only supposed to give from your overflow, so you don't expect reciprocity.
Ooh.
So that's having toxic empathy. You don't know why those two baby daddies, you know what I'm saying, left her. What if she had poor decision making skills?
She probably
What if
chose the
she
wrong baby daddies. Just have an honesty moment.
right? Like it can go both ways, right? But don't instantly put yourself in a situation without understanding the entirety of the
Mm.
situation. Men and women do that in our community. That's called toxic empathy. Putting yourself in those person's shoes, and then feeling sorry for them, and then taking on their problems while you ain't even figured out your problems.
I
That's what's going on in our community.
get my inches. Mm. Okay, you ain't have to blow my wig off like that, Mr. Cory. I, I'm like, that was me all through my 20s. Swear to God, I used to tell my mama all the time, like, but they're so unfortunate. They don't come for. I was all in them men's shoes, walking around,
Yeah.
and ended up walking with them in their shoes, and was
And then you
literally
look up, you build them up, him or her up, you build them up, and they look up and realize they don't even like your ass. And then they turn around and say, well, shit, you was stupid for being there. I ain't asked you to be there. You decided.
I'm
Shit.
literally going through a divorce right now because of that. He looked up and was like, "Ooh, not her," and I was like, "Oh, he didn't even like me." Wild. So,
Yeah. Motherfuckers be surviving.
how does somebody not have toxic empathy? Now Mr. Cory, I'm asking for a friend. How does someone not have toxic empathy?
When they develop enough self-respect for themselves.
Hmm. Yes. Right? Fall in love with themselves.
Got to. No ifs, ands,
Yes.
what's buts about. And then I said all titles are earned, not given. A lot of folks we freely gave titles to. I'm complicit of it. People gave me titles where I was a fuck boy. You know what I'm saying? That's why I speak with the level of wisdom because I played those roles.
Yeah.
You know, but none of those titles was earned. This fake ass word we love to use in our community that I fucking hate is potential. Fuck your potential. I need to know what's my ROI.
Okay.
What's gonna be my return on investment? And how I'm gonna know what my return on investment gonna be? It's gonna be do your daily actions.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? It's gonna be do your actions. Not because what I can forecast based on my level of delusion or how I think about you through a few conversations. No, I need to see your daily actions.
Right.
I need
Straight
to
up.
see how I need to see that shit. My life ain't fucking deaf comedy, deaf poetry jam. I can give a fuck about your words. I used to care about your words. I used to care about those prayers. That shit used to be cute to me.
Yes.
And then you look up in 6 months, you're in the same fucking situation. Well, motherfucker, you ain't even believe in your prayers. So don't pray over me.
Please don't. I tell people that all the time. All of our words are powerful. So I'm gonna need for
Mhm.
you, I don't want the sab sob prayer. Don't give me no sab sob prayer. Oh Lord, I just please help Jacqui. Don't do me like that.
Don't do that now. Mm.
Mm-mm. I'm okay off that. I am like literally obsessed. So just so y'all know, Mr. Cory and I were just chopping it up. And it was after some amazing conversations just like this. And I was like, I need you on my podcast because you are way too good. So tell us, Mr. Cory, you gave me your website. How can people get in contact with you? Well, I'm gonna do that in a minute, but what is this? How can they work with you? Who do you work with? And how do you help people?
Right now, I've been working with the willing people who are very serious about scaling up in life and in business, and understand that I do have a colorful vocabulary, but I really want to see you win. Now, I take that back. I hate that saying. I want to help you win. I don't want to see you win. I want to help you win. I want to be of some assistance to you to help you get to the next step and just show you how to get to the next step. So I only want to work with the willing. I also want to work with folks who have thick skin because you're going to need it. You're going to need thick skin working with me. You can't be fragile working with me, you know. And I don't come at your neck on day one, but by day 10, I might be like, Jacqui, hold on. You said this shit on day 3.
Okay.
Now you wasting my time. Now you're disrespecting my time.
Right.
Something that we
Well,
don't get back. Because I went years of not living to the highest version of myself. Decades. I don't want to say years. I'm being too nice. Decades for not living to have the highest version of myself. And now I have a new premium on time now.
I know that's right.
And since I have a premium on time now, you can't fucking waste it.
Mm-mm.
Now you go tell that excuse to someone else that want to pat you on the back. Yeah, I could listen to it and say, hey, so this is what we're going to do to overcome. Right?
Yes.
But after the second one, it's deuces.
Right.
It got to be deuces. And then if you come back to me the third time, the prices get higher because yesterday's prices ain't today's prices.
Hello.
Now I got to tax you. Now you got to get taxed.
I am loving all of this for a lot of different reasons. Because a lot of people do need, it wasn't until I got a coach that snatches my edges. Like she literally, most of the time, my hair is off. She just really always rocks my world. And you remind me a lot of her, Cory, because it's just like she is straight to the point, and people need that. People really, really, really need that. And I love the fact that you talked about stocks too. You help with stocks and real estate. Like you are
Well,
multifaceted, my
I
brother.
help with real estate. I do a lot of life insurance. I do a lot of retirement planning. Because of my background in banking, I could teach you about stocks legally until I get my 65 again. I could talk about it, but I can make some suggestions. Like, hey,
Yeah.
I might look into this, but I can't help you open up your TD Ameritrade account. I can't help you, but I can show you how
Yeah.
I did mine. So
Okay.
I can show you how I did mine, but I can't show you how to open up yours.
I
And
love
if
it.
you're smart enough, you make them follow my blueprint.
Yes.
But it's important that we invest in the stock market because at the end of the day, the stock market may be manipulated, but it ain't racist.
Mm.
So if you want to get your reparations back, you better learn that stock market because that shit is riddled with our ancestors' blood.
I swear, Cory done came in and delivered the whole WAP. He didn't talked about wealth, assets, and prosperity. This this thing, boy, I swear to goodness. Okay, I love that. And I mean, like, maybe I can get you to come back. Tell us a little bit more about stocks because I do need to get a stock person on here because that's under assets. But that is phenomenal. That is and
Stocks.
wealth.
Let me talk about life insurance first. Let me talk about cash
Ooh.
value first, and then we weave it over there. I got to protect my licensures and whatnot, right?
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm okay with that. Life insurance is a very needed conversation. It is a
It's the foundation of
very
wealth building. Most people don't even know that cash value life insurance is lawsuit protected.
y'all heard it here first with Mr. Corey. Because he is dropping all the knowledge. So
You
on
want to
this
protect your assets? Yeah, like for example, I'm gonna leave you with this. Because I don't want to go over your time, but I'm just gonna say this: you're old enough to remember the O.J. Simpson case, right?
yes, absolutely. That
Okay,
broke
so
us all over the country.
O.J. lost. He lost civilly, but he won criminally, right?
Yes.
So civil, when you're sued civilly, that means they coming after your assets,
Mhm.
right? That's why his dumb ass went back to jail because he had an emotional tie to his Heisman Trophy, right?
Too
It was
much
an
so.
emotional tie. It was an asset, right? So when you lose silver, they come after your house. They come after anything of value. They could come and pillage your bank accounts, right? That's an asset. Well, I think they said he had like 19 million of liquidity or some shit like that, whatever the case may be. And they was wondering why Nicole's family didn't get any money from OJ. Yeah, they had to sell the house, they had to sell the car, they had to sell the Heisman Trophy, they had to sell the jersey, they had to sell his memorabilia that was worth something. They was like, he fucking worth damn near over eight figures. Why we ain't taking his bank account? Because he was smart enough to put majority of his money in a cash value life insurance policy, and that was protected against the lawsuit.
Damn.
So when I say that's the foundation of wealth building, of protecting your assets, you need to understand cash value life insurance and its importance in the entire estate planning.
Mm.
It's imperative. I just leave you with that. You have to bring me on the next
I
time
was
to talk.
like,
Discuss
so
this
Mr.
point.
Corey will be back. But you can find him at on IG at I am Cory Beal Sr., LinkedIn Cory Beal Sr., Facebook Cory Beal Sr. And oh, you have a Facebook page. Yes, Corey the insurance guy. Yeah, he just gave us some little nuggets on the insurance portion of it. Yas. So I love it. I am so happy that you came here with me today, Corey. What is what you want to, because you say you're gonna leave us with that, but leave us with one more thing. What is one thing you would want to say to an entrepreneur starting out, since you the fuck it guy or fuck no guy or that ain't it guy? What advice can you give an entrepreneur starting out that we just know everybody needs to hear?
Man, it's so much. Get you a therapist
Ooh, that's a good one.
first and foremost. Invest in the therapist. Hire you a performance coach.
Mm,
That those are the top two things you need to do. Have a therapist and a performance coach. So you don't have to go around bitching like the other 98% of entrepreneurs and say, well, nobody support me. Now that's what your therapist is for. To help you weave through the bullshit of the imposter syndrome or whatever blocks that you may have. That's first and foremost because entrepreneurship is mindset and behaviors. It ain't about money. That's mindset and behaviors. Once you get those things intact, the money is the byproduct. Everything else is the byproduct of your daily actions and your performance.
let's go.
When you operate at a high level, the great Whitney Young said this: no matter where you are, no matter what you do, if you do it well, people will come and find you. It's what you do with your God given ability. The great Whitney Young said that.
Um,
That's what I'll leave them with.
Obsessed. That was like the best thing to leave us with. So again, I want to thank Mr. Cory Beal Sr. Here is his website. Go on over there. This man is remarkable. Again, like I said, I was like, oh, I gotta interview you. You are too goddamn good. And again, I'm over here talking about, and we gonna bring him back. This was phenomenal. I'm so appreciative of you for coming and being here. Mr. Cory then gave us the whole WAP. I just want to let y'all know that the whole WA and the P. Wealth, assets, and prosperity, Mr. Cory.
You know I like WAP.
I knew he was going there. So I just want to thank you guys for being here. This was another episode with us. We had a good time. And we out. Bye.